Hello, welcome to the video. Welcome to another round of TBR Bakery. I cannot believe it's already June. Like, this year is just flying by. I know everybody always says it in every, TBR video, but it's just so crazy how fast this year is going. So for June, I have a lot of things that I want to read. I'm planning on doing another kind of like finishing up what I've already started kind of month, because especially when you do TBR videos every month, I know I never promised that I'm going to 100% read the books that I pick for my TBR game, but it also just like having so many to choose from and like wanting to start new things every month, I tend to start a lot of things and not finish very many. Let's just go over some of the books that I want to get on this TBR. I have one book that I need to read this month, and then we will get into what I read, what I didn't, and the game. So for my priority books for the month, I want to finish basically a lot of the books that I've started more recently, and I just have them listed, so I will just read it to you. So I have Anxious People that I started in April. That was a book for Magical Readathon. I got halfway through. I ended up bringing it back to the library, so I do want to finish that. I have Aragon that I started. That was in March, I think, that I started that. So I definitely want to finish that. I have The Tale of Genji, which I pulled for a punishment. I read a little bit of it and then I haven't gone back to it, so I definitely need to read that. Not like need to, but I would like to read that. At least to make a little bit more progress in it, because it is an 1100 page book and I want to finish it someday, so I also have How to Love a Jamaican. I started June of last year when I went to Jamaica. I had a cute idea of doing a vlog where I read a book by a Jamaican author while I was in Jamaica. I got about halfway through and then I just didn't touch it again. I did more laying on the beach with my Kindle than I did physical reading, and that's basically why that one didn't get finished. But then after I was home from Jamaica, I feel like the magic of that idea was gone. So even though I was enjoying the book while I was reading it, I just didn't pick it up again. So definitely want to finish that one. I have The Liar's Knot by M.A. Carrick. This one, it took me a long time to get through the first book, so I didn't expect it to be a quick read for me. But again, I picked it up, I was enjoying it, and then I just moved on with my TBRs and I just didn't pick it up again. I have The Shadow Rising, which is book 4 in the Wheel of Time. I had that on audio, and again, I don't know, I just stopped listening to it and then I just never picked it up again. I have Hold Tight by Harlan Coben. This one I've been reading for a couple years. It seems to be a book that I bring with me on trips, and then just like How to Love a Jamaican, I just don't read it. Like, I read it while I'm on the trip, and then when I'm home, I just don't read it anymore. And then the other one is Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson. Again, I was listening to this one on audio. I had it from the library. It got returned before I got a chance to finish it, so I'm about halfway through that. And then along with the book that I need to read this month, I don't do NetGalley often, but I did randomly decide to take a look, and I found one book I requested and I got approved for it, and that is The Branded by, I want to say Joe Riccioni. I don't know if that's right, but I will put the cover here so you can see the name and everything. This one comes out in the US June 11th of this year, so halfway through this month, and so I need to read it and review it because I have a very bad habit of requesting things on NetGalley and then not reading them. My rating is like a 20 or something. It might even be worse. It might be like an 18. So again, I don't request things very often, but I figure if I'm going to request them now, I might as well try to keep up with it. So I think that's it for books that I want to read. For my reading challenges, I have Genreathon this month is ecofiction, so I need to find something for that. The Adventures in Eldia for Magical Readathon. The path I'm on, I need a book with flowers on the cover, so we will see if I can get anything to fit that. And for TBR Knockout, it is an LGBTQ plus book and a book with a pan or ace character. I have books for those two already picked out. We will just see if I can fit them on this TBR, and if not, I will talk to you about them at the end of the video. Okay, so all of that out of the way, let's see how I did last month. In May, I had Second Born, which I had as an ebook. I soft DNF'd that. It was for Last Letter, First Letter. I had Blood Rights by Kristen Painter for a pretty cover. This one is in progress. I had Every Step You Take by Judith Kelman for the lowest rated physical TBR. I have not read this. I have Morgan's Cross by Nora Roberts for a TBR vet, and this one is also in progress. And I had Malice by John Gwynne for a spinner wheel, and the prompt was fantasy. And are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Have you been around this channel for a while? I bet you don't know what I'm gonna say if you've been around for a while. Malice, I read it. I read it. It's done. Yes. If this is the first video you've ever seen from me, I'm apologize to you, you're not in on the joke. I've been trying to finish this book for like a year. It was supposed to be a buddy read with my husband, and he has since finished the entire series and read, I believe, 2 books in the follow-up series, like the series that takes place in the future of the same world. But I finished it! I finished it! I am so proud of myself. But that's not what this video is about, so let's move on. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's just get into the rolls. Roll 1 is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a cupcake. Oh, Cooper pick. So roll number 1 got us a cupcake, and it was starting off with a fun one. It is a Cooper pick. So let me insert the clip of him picking my book. Okay, so just to be quick, before he moves, we have House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas, Aragon by Christopher Paolini, and How to Love a Jamaican by Alexia Authors. Wait. 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 Okay. Oh, and he went straight to How to Love a Jamaican and just ate them in order. So I will be reading How to Love a Jamaican. And he did me a solid on 2 fronts. He picked How to Love a Jamaican by Alexia Authors. This is one of the books that I want to finish, that I have started. And also, if you look closely, there are flowers on the cover, so this will fit my prompt for Adventures in Eldia as well. This is just a short story collection written by a Jamaican author about Jamaican women. I was, like I said earlier, having a great time reading this, but then I came home from my vacation, the vlog idea got scrapped, and I just didn't pick it up again for whatever reason. I actually really like short story collections because you can just pick it up here and there and read, you know, a story every now and then. So I'm excited to finish this one up this month. Roll 2 is a 6. We're moving right along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a donut. And it is a romance. Roll 2 got us a donut, and it was a romance. And for this one, I have a book that I haven't started yet, but it has been on several TBRs in the past, as well as being part of Magical Readathon that I didn't get to. So we are calling this summer school for Magical Readathon. I'm going to try to finish as many books as I can that I was supposed to finish in April. So for this one, I will be reading Happy Place by Emily Henry. I read A Funny Story by Emily Henry in May, and I really, really enjoyed it. That one, the summary had a better chance of me liking it than this one. Does that make sense? There's got to be a better way to say that, but that's just what I'm going with because, again, I'm trying to hurry. It's getting very hot in here. So this is about Harriet and Wynne. They are a couple that has broken up, but they forgot to tell their friends, and they got invited on this vacation to this house that's being sold. So like they've always done this vacation with their friends, and they wanted to do it one last time before the house gets sold. But like I said, they forgot or just didn't tell their friends that they broke up. So it is fake dating as well as second chance romance. I am excited about it. The reviews have been mixed, but I'm still excited to give it a shot, especially considering that I am on the funny story high right now. Roll 3 is a 1. Okay, but that's a coffee break, so we don't have to pick a book for that one. Roll 4 is a 2. 1, 2, another donut. And it is a mood read. Roll 3 got us a coffee break, so we will just move right into roll 4, and that got us a donut. And it is a mood read. And I wasn't sure originally if I wanted to just pick something throughout the month or if I wanted to pick something for the video. But considering that I am, again, trying to finish all of my kind of soft DNF books, I decided that I would just pick one of those, and I'm going to choose Hold Tight by Harlan Coben. This is a thriller. We're following a couple whose teenage son went missing after he had been withdrawing from everyone and everything around him after his best friend committed suicide. I really enjoy Harlan Coben's books. In general, Harlan Coben's books read really fast and they kind of like keep you on the edge of your seat, and he is really good at getting you to the end and just like blowing your mind. You have like he does not let you know. If you're someone that likes to guess what happens in thrillers, I think he does a really good job of just keeping you guessing. And like every time you think you have it figured out, he flips the script. So I really like Harlan Coben. I think he is not really, I mean, he's a huge author. He's a huge author. He is a favorite author that my dad and I have in common. But in the circle that I run in on BookTube, which is mostly fantasy and romance with a little bit of thriller thrown in, I feel like Harlan Coben is not really talked about that much. Again, I know he's super popular. You don't have to come after me. I know he is like a #1 best-selling author, but I just don't hear a lot of people talking about his books in my circle. So I'm excited to pick him up again. I read Tell No One a few months ago by Harlan Coben, and I really enjoyed that. So maybe I'm just in a Harlan Coben mood, which is why I chose to pick this for Mood Read. Roll 5 is another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, it's a fish cupcake though. So let's see how far we're moving back. Oh, 6. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's a donut again. The same donut. And it's a female author. Roll 5 got us a fish cupcake. Wah, wah. And we had to roll back, or we had to move back, and we landed on a donut and got female author. For this, I'm going to be reading another book that I have started and not yet finished, and that is House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. I am only that far, so I probably won't finish it this month either, but you know, it is what it is. At least I can make some more progress. I read House of Earth and Blood with a couple of friends, and they wanted to just move right on into this book. So I started it with them. I believe they have since finished it, and I have not. And then I think the other girl just kind of gave up on it. She was not really loving House of Sky and Breath. Nope. She was not really loving House of Earth and Blood as much as me and the other person were. So I don't know if she continued or not. I started this, I read a chunk of it, and then I kind of put it down again, just for other things during the month. So I would like to continue on with that. If you don't know what Crescent City is by Sarah J. Maas, I am probably not the best person to tell you about it because I binge read the first book. But we are following our main character, Bryce, who at the beginning of the first book lost her best friend in like a very brutal murder. And she is helping basically the police of this world discover what happened, like why her friend was killed, the circumstances around her death. And we're just following her, an angel named Hunt and a fae prince named Rune. I'm sure there are much better summaries of Crescent City out there than what I can give you. So I'm just gonna end it there, and let's move on to the next roll. Roll 6 is a 2. 1, 2, another donut. Pick a cake card. Okay. And it is a 4+ word title. Roll 6 got us a donut, and it was actually to pick a cake card. And so the cake card that I picked was a 4+ word title. So for this, I am going to plug in my eco-fiction book, and that is called Maya of the In-Between, right here by Sita Bennett. And I really don't know much about this. I did a search for just like climate fiction and eco-fiction stuff. So I'm just going to read you the little thing that is on Goodreads. So it says, a young woman's journey of self-discovery set against the backdrop of two contrasting interdimensional worlds. One is dystopian, a future in which humans ignore the repercussions of excessive industrialization on nature, and the other is utopian, where humans live in harmony with nature and each other. Planet Earth has been depleted, and catastrophic weather events have eradicated human civilization in nature's final attempt to restore balance and survive. All remaining life is contained in one city, a fortress of iron and technology, providing safety at the cost of freedom. Until recently, Maya lived there in hiding, painting visions of a vibrant valley where nature still thrives. She is a seer, a mystic, a feeler, and a rebel. When she meets the young and bright-eyed German officer Bjorn, he tells her the world she's been painting is real. Determined to find it, they become unlikely allies. Their race against the oppressive control and quest for truth and freedom leads them to a sophisticated race that safeguards Earth's sacred mysteries. But will they be able to convince them that humanity is worth saving? A devastating exploration of into the expense of human ignorance. A metaphysical fantasy adventure for sensitive, empathetic girls seeking depth and meaning. A slow burn love story. A great gift for a young woman struggling in an often harsh world from Inner Peace Foundation. Perfect for fans of Aurora the musician, Avatar the film, and Quiet, the power of introverts in a world that can't stop talking. That's cute. Okay, so Maya of the In-Between by Sita Bennett is going to be my book for this, and that also fits for Genreathon. So perfect, another book that I wanted to read on this list. Rule 7. I think I jinxed myself at the beginning when I said that we were making quick work of the board. Is a 2. 1, 2, thank God we missed this spot. I was a little worried. Okay, and new to me author. Roll 7 got me a cupcake and is a new to me author, and for this I am able to plug in one of my TBR Knockout books. So I know the spirit of TBR Knockout is to knock out your physical TBR, but for this we're going into ebook territory, and I'm going to be reading High Risk Homosexual by Edgar Gomez. So it says, a debut memoir about coming of age as a gay Latinx man, High Risk Homosexual opens in the ultimate anti-gay space, Edgar Gomez's uncle's cockfighting ring in Nicaragua, where he was sent at 13 years old to become a man. Readers follow Gomez through the queer spaces where he learned to love being gay and Latinx, including Pulse nightclub in Orlando, a drag queen convention in Los Angeles, and the doctor's office where he was diagnosed as high-risk homosexual, in quotes. With vulnerability, humor, and quick-witted insights into racial, sexual, familial, and professional power dynamics, Gomez shows a hard-won path to taking pride in the parts of himself that he was taught to keep hidden. His story is a scintillating, beautiful reminder of the importance of leaving space for joy. I think that sounds awesome. So that is my choice for new to me author, and it also fulfills the prompt for LGBTQ+ rep in a book for TBR Knockout. Okay, roll 8 is a 2. Really? And another fish cupcake. So let's see how far we're moving back again. 1. Okay, not bad, because that's a coffee break. Roll 9. Really? Is a fish cupcake. How far are we moving back this time? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a cake slice. And it's a way back TBR, so it's something that's been on my TBR since like 2019 or 2020. Roll 8 got us another fish cupcake, but luckily we moved back to a coffee break, so I didn't have to pick the book. And roll 9 landed us on the exact same fish cupcake again, and it brought us back to a cake slice, and it was way back TBR, so a book that's been on my TBR since 2019 or 2020. And for this one, I picked another ebook. I picked Whiskey and Gumdrops by Jean Oram. This has been on my ebook TBR since January 1st of 2019, so it just fits the bill. And once again, I will just read you part of the Goodreads summary because I don't remember anything about it. So it says, one woman, one case of self-denial, one hunky best friend who wants a lot more. Watching the man she thought she'd marry tie the knot to someone else spurs small-town waitress Mandy Matson to finally pursue her dreams of opening her own restaurant. But she can't do it alone. ... Mandy's going to need the help of her sexy longtime best friend, Frankie Smith. He has everything she needs, and more. She fell in love with him years ago, but has never allowed their friendship to evolve into something more. After all, he's Frankie fall-off-the-tower Smith, and she has no intention of giving her heart to a daredevil like him. But what happens when Frankie asks Mandy to take the biggest dare of all? So it sounds like just a cute little friends to lovers contemporary romance. I'm into it. I like romance in the summer, so I figured that would be a good one for that. Roll 10 is a 3. 1, 2, 3. Back to the same cupcake. Let's see. And it is a library book, so at least that one's easy. Roll 10 got us another cupcake, and it is a book from the library. And for this, I had decided to go with an audiobook that I've been really wanting to get to, and that is Bands of Mourning by Brandon Sanderson. It is book 3 in the second era of Mistborn. I read the first 2 quite some time ago. So I was just looking for an excuse to follow up in that series. If you don't know what Second Era Mistborn is about, it is basically a Western style fantasy. So it's fantasy with magic, but they also have guns, which sounds like it would not be my favorite, but I'm actually having a pretty good time with it. So I'm excited to continue. And who doesn't love a little Brandon Sanderson on their TBR? Okay, roll 11. Please not a 2. Anything but a 2. A 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is our end spot. And it is a spinner wheel. And roll number 11 got us to our end spot, and that was a spinner wheel. So as you can see, as if putting House of Sky and Breath on my TBR was not bad enough, I also landed on Big Book for my spinner wheel end spot, and so I chose this opportunity to put another book that I have been wanting to continue on here, and that is The Liar's Knot by M.A. Carrick. I do need to finish this. It was on my list of books that I wanted to make priority this month, so I will count it as a win, even though I don't think there's any way I'm going to finish 2 600-plus page books this month. If you don't know, The Liar's Knot is the second book in the Rook and Rose trilogy by M.A. Carrick. The first book is The Mask of Mirrors. It takes place in a Venetian-inspired setting with tarot-based magic, and it was just a really good time. I have made several videos talking about that book, including a 3 reasons you should read and 1 why maybe it's not the book for you on this channel. If I remember, I will link at least one of them above for you if you want to check it out. But that is going to be it for the month of June. There are some pretty hefty books on here. 11 rolls ended me up with 9 books just for that. With all that said, let me just talk about the last couple of books that I want to read. I think there were only 2 books that I was not able to get on this TBR. So one was the book with Ace or Pan Rep for TBR Knockout, which for this, again, I'm going to use an ebook. I know it's supposed to be a physical book, but I didn't have one that I was interested in reading right now. So for that one, I'm going to read Loveless by Alice Oseman. I don't really know too much about this book, except that it does contain Ace representation. And I have a love-hate relationship with books that include Ace rep, and so I'm still kind of on the hunt for one that I really love. I know that this one is well loved, so I'm hoping that I also enjoy it. And the last book is, of course, the NetGalley arc that I have, The Branded by Joe Riccioni, that is getting released on June 11th in the US, and I will just, again, read the little thing off of Goodreads for you. The Branded is an epic, high-concept speculative novel with explosive ideas around gender and class served up with romance, conflict, and quick-fire narrative pace. Isfolk is divided into 2 classes, the Branded, who are vulnerable to disease, and the Pure, who are bigger, stronger, and immune. Orphan twins Nara and Osha are sequestered in the Citadel, where their unbranded skin entitles them to a life of privilege as precious breeding stock. Fun. Nara itches to escape her confines and return to the wilds of the Thornwood, where she and her sister grew up, but when she is forced to run, she discovers there is much more at stake than her own life. The Branded are on the rise, and the girls are caught up in their prophecies. Forced to accept the help from a mysterious southern brand known only as Wrangler, Nara discovers the latent power lying dormant in uncanny abilities she's had since childhood. But in a world where women are traded as commodities, who can she trust in the lands beyond the Thornwood? What does Wrangler know about her forgotten childhood? 2 sisters without a past hold the weight of the future in their hands. So that is like a little fantasy, a little bit romance. I love it. I'm excited to read it. And that's going to do it. All right. So this is some of the books that I want to read in the month of June. I have Hold Tight by Harlan Coben for a mood read. I have How to Love a Jamaican for a Cooper pick. Happy Place by Emily Henry for a romance. House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas for a female author. The Liar's Knot for the Spinner Wheel Big Book, as well as I have Maya of the In-Between by Sita Bennett for a 4+ word title. I have High Risk Homosexual by Edgar Gomez for a new to me author. I have Whiskey and Gumdrops by Jean Oram for a Way Back TBR. I have Bands of Mourning by Brandon Sanderson for a library book. I have Loveless by Alice Oseman for TBR Knockout Ace Rep. And I have The Banded by Joe Riccioni because I need to read it. So that's quite the TBR for the month of June. Wish me luck. May was a busy month for me. June, I think, is a little bit more chill. So hopefully I will get a ton of reading done. It's a hefty stack. It's a hefty stack, I'm not gonna lie. I think it ended up being 11 books, 12 books, some amount of books that is higher than the amount of books I normally read. So that's going to be it for me. Let me know if you have any books that you're excited to read in the month of June. Let me know if you have any fun ways of picking out your TBR, such as your own TBR game. I would be very interested to know. And also let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them, because, you know, I love being influenced by other people's opinions. And that's going to do it for me. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.